Welcome back, guys. So this is part number 2. You have seen the prevent default, how to validate a form. Another solution is to validate individual fields as they are changed by listening for change events, or as they lose focus. So how we would do that? Okay, let's go to this example number 2. I'm going to go to example number 2 and let's study this example. We have a form here. Alright, in this form, method is post. I have an ID, no action, no server side action, so it's only the client side. And I have a label with a select options here. I have 3 options. Basic is 10, premium is 15. This is what will be seen by the user, and this is the real value. So this is the select. I have an input of type number, so we can enter a number. Minimum is 1, and this is the keyword required, means it must not be empty. We have another input of type text, and this is for the cost, and it's disabled, meaning that the user cannot enter any data. Kind of good here, okay? So the user or the hacker cannot enter any data here. And we have another one is a number, an input, and it's about the age. The default value, or by default, is 18. Now I'm gonna run this, and this is my select drop-down menu. I can choose 15. You see here, guys, whenever I change here, this is being changed. Now this is a number, so I can have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 24, 25. Once I go to another one, I click here. You see, 20 HTML. So 20, 100, 1000. Can you see, guys? If I change this, it's 15,000. This one is, no, this is extra code. I'm going to remove this one. I don't know why this one is here. HTML. Oh, I'm going to remove this. Save. Sorry about that. So that was really misleading. Alright, so if I enter here 20, nothing happened. Can you see, guys? Once I lose, or this field loses the focus, means I go to anywhere. See, I clicked here. This 112.04 times this one gave me this result. Again, if I do 5, I click here, 5 times 15. If I do 20, nothing happened. Once I click outside this, it's computed. So it's once this is blur. That's what you call blur, guys. Okay. So the year, where is the year? This is the years here, guys. So this is how I'm writing the code. All right. So forget about this G. Okay. So I have here document.getElement by ID years. So this is gonna go to this ID years and put it in the years here. The category by ID category, so it's gonna go to this ID here and get save the whole HTML, not the value, guys, the whole HTML. The cost here is this ID, guys, because I'm using ID, not the name, ID, and it's gonna give me all the whole input here in the cost, and the years here. All right, that's it. That's the getting my elements. All right. Now after that, I am going to the years here, this one, and adding an event listener, which is change. Whenever there is a change, I'm gonna call calculate. Whenever the category also has a change, I'm gonna call calculate. The years here, guys, I prefer to use, remember the key press or key up? I'm going to use key up. You see, it's better. So save, and every time I'm going to refresh here. 2, can you see, guys? Every time I press the key and I up, this key up is going to calculate. I don't have to lose the focus. Can you see, guys? I remove. That's really nice. Okay, and this one is by changing the value. You see 10 is 20, if I change to 20 times 20 is 40. It's a very simple calculation here. Alright, so this is the init, guys, or initialization, and this is the calculate. So whenever key up in the years, I call calculate. Whenever I change the value in the category, I call also calculate. Calculate, what does it do, guys? It just check whether the g years is defined. So guys, g.years is defined. Let me talk about the g here because it's really nagging. So why we use g here, guys? It's just a variable as in an object, guys. You see, I'm going to give you an example here, a quick example. F12. I'm going to go to console here, and let's say I'm going to use alert. Alert, remember, guys, alert. Hi. That's a function. Alright? It belongs to what? Actually, it belongs to the window parent or object. Okay, but since it's the kind of, I mean, it's very high in the hierarchy level, so we can omit it. So, hello, hi, 2, ho, 2. Alright? Now, what if I do this? Var alert receives 2. The same name, guys. Can you see? It's not a keyword. So next time when I use alert, hi, it's going to tell me alert is not a function. If I want to do that, I have to precede it with the window dot. Now the alert has been, how do I say that? Not overridden, but shadowed. Yeah, that's the word. Okay? So this is really, really bad. You have to be careful with that. So in order to avoid this mishap, what do? We create a kind of namespace. Okay, you call it GF whatever. Okay, or some people they use project. Okay, project one as a new project, and they will define all variables under project one. But here I'm going to use var g receives empty object, and every time I need a variable, I'm going to declare var g.x. G.x. I already have var. Okay, so I don't declare the var x. So var x g.x receives 2. Now x, there is no such x. Let's say g.myVar receives hello. Now when I do my var, it's not defined. But when I do myVar, it belongs to the namespace that I declared as g. Just tweaking programming here, guys. Okay. Just to avoid shadowing your variables and function or identifiers in general. All right, that's why I'm using g, guys. You see, equal empty object, and every time I need a variable, I'm gonna use. Should I use var? I'm gonna use g dot and so on. Okay, to tie them to this global variable. In another project, if I have years or category, they're not gonna clash, or one is not gonna overshadow another one. That's it. All right. Now after that, I have calculate here, a function, and what do? Check whether the years is defined. Okay. And the values in the years also is defined. If that is the case, we're gonna change whatever value entered by the user into a number, because remember, input, when you enter data, they're gonna be text. If you don't believe me, I'm gonna go to this guy here, console, clear. I'm gonna check this one, okay, even though it's a number. So what is this ID? I'm looking for the ID. It's called years. The type is a number. Do you see that? So I'm gonna say var res or whatever document dot get element by ID and years dot value. Now res, don't mind this undefined. Res is what, guys? It's a 2. You see, with the quotation, I cannot use, if I use res plus or times, let's say times 10, it's not gonna be 2 times 10, it's gonna give me, or 2 times 20, let's say 20 here. It's not gonna give me 40 like this one. It's gonna give me, oh yes, oh okay, sorry. It's a times. Okay, so if I do res plus plus 20, all right. So you see, it's not 22 because the times here is polymorphic. So we could do we don't have a. It's not polymorphic. Plus is polymorphic because it can be a concatenation or arithmetic addition. But the times is just a pure multiplication here. That's why it could understand that it's a string of type number. It's a string, but it's a number, so you can do that. But here it's really concatenating. So what do? I use the predefined method. You know this, you did it in Java, parse int. I'm going to take my value and parse it into an integer. This is the numbering system 10. I'm working with base 10 because we can also parse numbers from hexa or octal or any other numbering system. We do the same thing with the category here, value. So if the category is defined and the value has been set, okay, it's defined also, and years is defined. The years is this one here, not these years, because we are passing the value pass into this years here. And the years is a positive number, just to make sure, right? Because the user can enter a negative number, even though we have minimum is 1. All right, do you remember, guys? Where is the min 1? So you might think that the user cannot enter a negative number. What if the user is using an old browser that do not understand the number, or you are using pre-HTML5? So here we are trying to be very cautious. All right. Yes, more than 0. What do? Based on the value that we get from the category, we do this. So either the cost is 10, 15, 20, and multiply with yes. Why we do this? Because our category.value is this basic premium go. It's really, I could really use this here at 10, but never mind. So 10 here, 15, this will be better. It's really, or maybe for whatever programming you are doing. So 20, and here I can just not go with the switch. I can just use cost. Cost. So var. Oh, do you have cost there? I have it. Cost is equal and parse int. I get this one. All right, and base 10, and I can avoid all this switch. All right, let's try this. 30. Now let's go F12 and check whether this is the latest code I'm using. Oh, sorry, F12. And I'm gonna go to the inspector, go to this basic here. And where is it? I have to open it. Yes, good. So 10, 15, 20. This is better. Okay, only one line code here. And since it's drop down, I'm not gonna use the else, nothing selected. Okay. Unless I have another bar here with there is nothing. This is disabled, so it's going to be computed here, and you cannot really let the user enter things. And here it's guided as well. All right. Okay, let me show you guys. I'm going to Control C and go to Internet Explorer and see how this is going to be shown in the Internet Explorer. F12, this is 11. You can go here and see the options here, or the about. This is 11, so I'm going to use old one. So 7. Allow block contents. And 7. Can you see, guys, here? I can enter another number. You see? Actually, it's not working. Why? If you go here, you will see that the add event listener is not taken. I mean, it's not understood. So if you go and go to this one, it won't be. No, this one will be understood, but this one won't be understood. So if I go to yes, okay. So years, var years, document, then if I go to years, it's already the object. Can you see it, guys? And if I go with this, it tells me add event listener is not understood. So I need to do the cross-browser compatibility. All right, and even this one is not supported. Okay, the number type. All right. So notice that the category and years are required and cost is disabled as long as the browser supports them. The JavaScript can use the values from the category and years field to update the cost value. I've seen this, and this is done through the change. But I changed it as well and put the key up. All right, and let the change only for the drop-down menu. To calculate, the calculate function performs some validation to make sure that category areas are non-empty, defined, and that the number of years is a positive one. So you have to do this checking yourself. All right. We are using parseInt as well, and you could add a submit button and then attach calculate handler. But we choose to. You could really add here a submit button and attach it. The calculate is not for the key up or the change, but for the submit. And we should really do that, because if the JavaScript is disabled, we should have a button to submit to the server and validate at the server level or server side. All right, so this is self-explanatory. Form validation, controlling a form in JS. We can do a lot of things using JavaScript to control a form. First is this one here, guys. So this is default action used if no JS is provided. So our action PHP will do the validation, and if JS is set, we're gonna have our function that do the security at the first level. Then also we check at the other level or the server side level. Trigger form submission in JavaScript. No click on a button, automatically submit a form as soon as one special field changes. You can do that, but be careful. The absence of a button will make the form unusable for users who have disabled the JS, because the button is in HTML, and once you choose type submit, it's gonna really submit to the server. All right, so it's not a good idea to omit the submit button. You have to leave it there, and you can add, or you can really have a shortcut of sending or validating data once the special field changes the value, or you lost for example, the blur or the key press or key up. This is how we can dynamically send a form with submit. Remember, this is the opposite of prevent default. Let's talk a little bit about the values and default value here in the form value, difference between value and default value. I'm going to do this very fast. So the value is whatever appears there. I'm going to refresh here. I'm going to use years here. In the years, where is the years? This is the years. I'm going to write a value. Whenever you write a value, all right, it's going to be the default one that is displayed. Years, let's say 10 years. Save and refresh. Why it's not there? Value 10. I want to go to the years here, because it's a number, so it doesn't display there. What do I do? I'm going to add another one, another input. Save, so it's called test. Save, now refresh, and I have it here. So what was that? Test, yeah. So I'm gonna document, I'm gonna get the element, document dot get element by ID, it's test var t. Now t dot value, of course, is going to be 10, the default one. Now I can always change this. We have another attribute for the input data, so it's called default value, and of course it's 10. Now when I go to the value and change it to 20, see what happened? The current value changed to 20, but the default value always is 10. If I go and do this plus plus, the t value is 21. Can you see it, guys? And here, of course, the t value is 21, but the default value always remain whatever you put, if you ever put something there. That's the default value. All right. For the drop-down menu, in our case here, is the select name category. I'm gonna go with this ID category, and we're gonna see how we can process them. Actually, we did it here. It was cost that times years. Where did you get the years? Okay, the cost is this. We went to g dot the category dot value. All right, so we can use a value, but earlier we used to use select index. Okay. The select index is, or the select index, we use select index to change the value of a field, of a select field in JavaScript. If no option has been selected by the user, select index is -1. You can access individual options from the selection list as follows. So select dot option 0 is gonna print here, not the value, guys. So if I go here, So category receives document.getElement by ID is also called category. Alright, so this is the category here, guys, with many options. Let's see. Category. Dot, if you use children, remember children, guys, or children is HTML elements, and we have 1, 2, 3. Remember, guys, this one here, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 0, 1, 0, 1, 2. 3 options, 1, 2, 3 here. All right, so category dot select index, and it's the 0 here. If I go and choose this one here and I ask, it's going to be 1. If I go to the first one, it's going to be 0. Right? And obviously the last one is going to be the 2. Alright, if I want to get the inner element or the element there, I'm going to use select option and the index. You can try this. Maybe this is old stuff here. So options and 0, or I can use the category dot select index. No, it's not working. Let's use the variable selected. Wow, sorry, selected index. All right, so selected index, and it's the current one. So with the selection options, we work a lot, especially when you go to the server. We will work with the selected index. But here I didn't use it. I just used the value straight away. All right. That's the second part. I'm going to stop here, and the third part is going to be the regular expression. All right. So thank you for watching.